The energy of this electron does what? Increases, decreases, stays the same, or is there not enough information? The correct answer is that the energy increases. Electron energy increases as it travels away from the nucleus. Likewise, the larger the n value, which simply denotes how many shells we are away from the nucleus, the larger the energy associated with that shell. And because electrons occupy these shells, the amount of energy our electron has will be equal to the energy of the shell itself. With that said, what's the correct energy ranking of these electrons within this atom? The correct answer is actually none of these, because not only does electron energy increase as we go further away from the nucleus, but electron energy is also described as what's called discrete, and that simply means that we have a restricted set of acceptable values. That's because the rings these electrons occupy, the shells, are also discrete and assigned a positive whole number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., corresponding to its position away from the nucleus. Analogously, there's no such thing as the 2.37th planet from the Sun. Which of these energy jumps is the greatest? The gap between shells 1 and 2, 2 and 3, between 3 and 4, or between shells 99 and 100? Now, all of these are between adjacent shells right next to each other, but nonetheless, A is the correct answer, and it just so happens that there's virtually no energy gap between 99 and shell 100. This is attributed to the fact that our shells are getting closer and closer and closer as they diverge away from the nucleus. So you can see that n equals 1 shell and n equals 2 shell have the largest energy gap between them. As we diverge away from the nucleus, the gap between shells, and consequently the energy between them, gets smaller and smaller and smaller. But more than that, these energies are all negative values. And I have just the video for you, which explains exactly why this is the case, for why atomic energy shells, and consequently the electrons which occupy these shells, take on a negative energy. So be sure to check that out, video on your screen.